Hi, and welcome to King's Raid. I'm the Obstinate Headstrong girl, and first things first, what I want to show you is your menu. Let's go to the menu. So in patch notes, this is where it shows the latest patch or the latest update, if you prefer to call it. So it shows the new stuff, what's been adjusted, what events are we having, so on and so forth. So if you miss to read that when you update your game, you can always find it here. It's the latest one though, so if you want to see the previous ones, you have to search in the internet, I think. They should be somewhere, but I have no idea where they are. So the stream button, I haven't really done this, but apparently you can't really do it anyway. Play record, oh cool. So yeah, this is an interesting one. So here you have the well, you can read it for yourself. When you started the game, this is an interesting one, but we'll go to this one a bit later. It's basically the more days you play the game, the more rewards you get. For example, after you play the game for 30 days, let's say for a month, it will give you some rewards. Then after you play the game for 50 days in a row, then you get more rewards and so on and so forth. It's a pretty cool feature. So this login days, chapter plate, costumes. It's basically some sort of statistics, but it can be useful. For me, especially, I like statistics. I like to check out how I'm doing compared to how much, how long I've played, and how much I've invested. So, and this is the number of heroes. And yeah, some more statistics, items, and we'll talk about arena a little bit later though, because it's PvP, and we're not fit for PvP yet. It's Dragon's battles, yeah, so pretty straightforward, I think. The mini game is well, it's cute. You can play it while waiting for your game to download, and basically, yeah, I suck at it. So, um, okay, guide. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. So I said, if you want to read a little bit more about any of the game's aspects, uh, you can have it here. It's like in addition to the tutorial, just a little bit more info on stuff. So feel free to educate yourself. I do find it very useful. Community, this is, yeah, before King's Raid was on blog, then they shut it down. It was a bit messy anyway, so but here basically you can see some of the things. Maybe, yeah, I can show it right away. You can check things out like upcoming updates and other events and all sorts of stuff. You can check them here. It's more, maybe it's more useful when you play it on PC. I'm not sure, because sometimes when I try to open one of those on my phone, it just opens a new tab and closes my game, and yeah, it gets a little bit messy. So I generally use Facebook the most to get information about what's coming in the game, because they just have a post, for example, with links to the website, to the community, where you can actually read more about it. So this is what I do most of the time to get info. But still, if you have Twitter, Facebook accounts, so on, feel free um, to follow the King's Raid page, and you can get access to um, information. And sometimes there are events which are especially for Twitter or Facebook or both, or related in some sort of way which is not showing the game, which are not really related to playing the game. For example, a costume contest, um, art contests, all sorts of other types of contests. So you have to check it from time to time because they do provide rewards for participating. So okay, options. This is important. So texture. For this one, it really depends on your phone. I don't think PCs do have, well, they shouldn't be that much concerned about it, but as you can see, I'm running the recommended settings just because it's difficult for me to record it when I have it on high settings. I can play it in high settings, so I don't have any problem with that. It's just recording problem. So if you do want to use the higher settings, though, I use them on my main account on my phone. You will need to download a little bit more data, about 1 GB or something like that, at least. So it will involve some extra data, but it looks amazing. So I don't really mind as long as my phone can take it. These are the frames, sleep mode, shaders, shadows, outlines, okay. Better options. So this one, in case in the new settings, this one is off by default. But if it doesn't, do make sure to click it to turn it off. Just because it shows the skills of different heroes up close, which is very pretty, of course, I admit, but it's very difficult in the battle because you really need to see what's going on in the battle, and this thing gets in the way. So unfortunately, most of us are turning it off. The pattern notice, damage notifier. Well, these are most like personal preferences. They don't really affect that much the gameplay as this one. So this is the one you need to make sure it's off. The other ones just depending on personal preference. And here, of course, this is background music, sound, volume, so on and so forth. Some people have their characters speak in Japanese, for example, even if they play on the European or the North American server. But we'll get to that. They're pretty much straightforward. Notices, system notices, so again, personal preferences. And this tab here is maybe the most important one. So it shows the game version, that's fine. You can connect your account. So the important parts here are first this, and know how to stress this, but your game ID is very important, because when you have events, for example on Facebook, and you have to in order to participate you need to fill out a form, and in this form you will need your nickname in the game and your game ID in order for them to send you the rewards. So you really need to know this. If you're too lazy to open the game and check it out every single time, you can just have a note with it somewhere and just look at it when you need it. But yeah, do make sure you know your game ID. The other one is this button here. It's very important as well, because when you have coupons, this is where you actually claim them. So you can see the coupon on, for example, it can be on Facebook, it can be on Reddit. I highly recommend getting on Reddit to get important information, because people are very nice there, and they will really help you with stuff, especially when there is a coupon about something. So yeah, and you basically just write what's written. The number, it's a combination of numbers and letters. You just write it here, click use, and then it will send it to your email in the game. The rewards. So these are the most important ones: the game ID and the coupon use button. So this is in others, in game settings. So speaking about mail, this is your in-game email, and you'll get a lot of rewards here. So do make sure to check it from time to time. and claim, because some of them have an expiration date, as you can see. So make sure you claim them whenever you can. Don't bother with this for now, but just claim whatever you have in the mail. It's usually useful goods. Okay, let's go back to Orwell and let me show you what is what in Orwell, which is, I think, the basics of a game. So first, let's go to the hero scene. Hero scene is very important because this is where you get your free heroes. If you want to play as a free-to-play player like myself, and you don't really want to buy your heroes, this is the place you want to. You will need mostly. So let's visit in. And also welcome to the RNG. RNG is short for random number generator, and that also applies to the things you get in the games, like from special boxes. Well, lots of things are random in a Korean MMO game. So yeah, get used to that and get used to praying to the RNG gods to help you. We'll do a lot of this. So here we have 6 choices for heroes. We have Maria, we have Mitra, we have Yuria, we have Elsa. I have no idea how to pronounce her name. We have the Caris. Come on, the Caris. We have the Caris, and we have Tylee. So you can see in the top left corner what class the hero is, which is kind of important. So generally the knight class are the tanks. We'll go more into depth when we're talking about building our team, but it's still important to know which one is which. So Tylee here is a tank, which is very useful. It really depends on what you do, but it's important to know what the DPS is, what the tank is, what the healer or support means, and so on. We'll talk about this later, but still, so we do have here 2 wizards, as you can see, 1 mechanic, 1 archer, and 1 assassin, and 1 knight, which is basically a tank. So unfortunately for us, all 5 of them are DPS characters, and Tylee is a tank character. So I'll come back to this later when we choose which one to get. You don't really get them right away, you just click on, but I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, another thing is this here is the shop of the hero scene. So for now, don't bother about it, because in the beginning you won't have the resources to use it. But later on, I'll show you how to use it and what to do with it. So that's useful.